We move on now to our second major story. 3 leading civil society leaders in Niger were charged on Friday and imprisoned after staging a violent protest against the 2018 finance bill. Many in Niger say the bill is antisocial and went in protest against it. Comrades Abass Abdoul-Aziz, Abdoulaye, Harouna and Djibo Issa are charged with participating in a banned demonstration and armed crowd. The 3 are leaders of the Association for the Defense of the Consumer Rights of Information, Communication and Energy Technologies, ACTICE, to whom the authorization of the rally had been officially issued.
Now, this denunciation of the 2018 finance law is perceived by authorities of the country as political instrumentalization on the part of some opponents. Nigeria's interior minister has accused the Nigerian Democratic Movement, the party led by the former prime minister and opposition leader Amadou, to be behind the protest, and said he has been tempted by the model of insurrection in Burkina Faso for access to power. The party denied these accusations, and its officials said they were deeply shocked by the remarks. Now joining us online from Niamey for more is Ali Idrissa, coordinator of the Network of Organizations for Transparency and Budget Analysis. Hello Idrissa, why were your comrades charged? Well, our comrades were charged and imprisoned in Kolo prison. Now, Kolo is 25 kilometers away from Niamey. Their reasons are unlawful gathering and theft. But we must remember that for us, all this is a falsehood, because the event was well and truly authorized, and the authorities had only challenged the manner that they used. Our comrades stayed within the plan, and when the police descended on them, that is when violence ensued. That's the situation we find ourselves in. You're also well aware that the protests were against the finance law of 2018.
Alors justement, Ali Idrissa, à l'origine
de ces urgences des tensions sociales au Niger,
cette loi de finances 2018 qui est très controversée, très contestée dans le pays. Concrètement, vous, que reprochez-vous à ce nouveau budget?
Le Niger est le pays le plus pauvre au monde.
Niger is among one of the poorest countries in the world. We cannot understand how Niger can afford to have about 40 ministers, now exactly 43 in number, and as many as advisors to the presidency. One cannot understand how Niger can afford to have hundreds and hundreds of special advisors and advisors to the Prime Minister, the head of the National Assembly, and that of the presidency. And then today the government wants to look for money from the poor by taxing essential products including wheat flour and others, which will make life more expensive. And also by raising the price, rather the electricity tariffs, and it's surely going to make life much more expensive. While the government taxes oil and mining companies less, and even renounces a tax order of more than 30 billion, it was to collect from telecommunications companies, and now it wants the poor man who's struggling to cope with the day-to-day needs, including the small traders, to pay for the costs of the political class. That is why we are saying no to this financial law.
Mais alors justement, Ali Idrissa, le dégraissage...
Now, the cutbacks that you are calling for, are they supposed to help finance security needs? Well, we are talking about security now. If you see the enormity of all this, is that there was money planned and spent in security, but today our defense and security forces continue to face a number of challenges. So that means that the money has gone elsewhere. There are also warnings everywhere. Everyone sees that these are white elephant projects, and some people are able to divert public money. So there's no investment in core priority areas. Public schools in the country have grounded to a halt. Since October, the academic year started, but until today, there are schools that have not been able to resume. Our health care and sentence lack the basic minimum. So for us, there's indeed money in the country, but it has been badly invested. And for us, we must be able to put this to an end so that our country is well managed and we talk about governance in our country. Now, the government assured that the 2018 budget would not affect the disadvantaged populations. Do you think that's wrong? Now, who is affected when electricity tariffs are raised? For the rich, it's the state that continues to pay for their water and electricity. Who is concerned with wheat flour? It's the poor man. The minister wants to distract us. He knows well that these measures directly affect the poor Nigerians, and it is they who suffer while they grow fat on account of the people.